Yeah, it's time to talk some Falcons football.
I like the thing.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Weezy out of here on the deep. Like that
Hey, we
deep.
lit now. We lit. Welcome to another episode of One Time for the Fan. I am your host, Jack Spade. Checking in. Got my homeboy with me. Another co-host from One Time for the Fan. Boo Man shouted. Shout out to Boo Man. What's up, Boo Man?
What's up, man?
We found you.
We found me. Yeah, man.
uh,
I'm back, man. You know,
how's everything
Been
going
good.
for you, sir? How's everything?
Everything good, man. Still a Falcons fan, of course.
Yeah.
Family still good. Family still Falcons fans. You know, everything been good. Everything on the up. Ready to talk this Falcons football.
Nice. That's good to hear. One Time for the Fan. Every Wednesday, every Sunday, here on Facebook and YouTube. Bodie's not with us tonight, but congratulations to Bodie. The birth of his baby girl yesterday, so he'll be in here hopefully Sunday, so we can talk some Falcons football with Bodie and also get the update and all the exclusive of everything that just happened over the week with him because he has a lot going on. But shout out to Bodie.
We might get to talk to the baby. We might. Baby might make an appearance.
Special guest appearance on the show?
Another Falcons fan, yeah. Special appearance. The baby. But shout out to Bodie, man. Congratulations to him and his family.
Another Falcon fan. I have no problem with that.
Oh, yeah.
Another Falcon fan. Go into the chat here. Shout out to everybody who's going to be jumping in here shortly. Shout out to everybody who's been viewing the video. So,
tell him, you know what? I can't. And I should have, this is my boy. This is my boy that's saying this. I can't. I'm gonna call you, and he's the main one. You know what? Let's get into it first. He's the main one that know that Julio don't play 16 games, but we ain't gonna talk.
So we're gonna get to that.
I'm gonna let him ride right now, but we gonna get a phone call after this show. But yeah, we got a lot to talk about today.
A lot to talk about with the Atlanta Falcons and Julio Jones. That's some news we'll get to shortly. But if you missed the last episode of One Time for the Fan, we had the Troy Anderson rookie report with R&R Catcast, two podcasters from Montana State football. Or they cover Montana State football. And, of course, when we're discussing Troy Anderson, they gave us a lot of information that Falcon fans should look at and say, this could be our starting middle linebacker. He's that intelligent. He's that good of a play reader. His work ethic is on the level of where the Falcons need it. It's on the NFL level. And as they talked about some of the players who came out of Montana State, and it's not too many, Troy Anderson being a very big name right now for the school, the program, Montana State. They mentioned that they'll probably build a Troy Anderson statue outside of Montana State for how good this guy is. He played quarterback. He played running back. He played linebacker. Of course, he'll be playing linebacker for us too as well. But I think there might be a couple trick plays down the line too as well for Troy Anderson. But, Boo Man, I know you missed the Troy Anderson rookie report, but just your thoughts quickly. on Troy Anderson?
Very versatile. It's crazy because I was talking to Bodie the other day, and I said, you know what? I didn't notice until he got drafted. The guy was 6'3", 245. You know, I said I didn't know that. You know, I didn't know he was 6'3". He's humongous as a linebacker. So we're so used to these small linebackers and with speed, but now we got a big one with speed, and like I said, he's versatile, man. He just knows football. He definitely knows football. You look, the tape don't lie. He knows football.
One of the questions we asked Ryan and Ryan were, give me a word that describes Troy Anderson. And Ryan Foley said, intelligent menace. And, of course, hearing something like that, I mean, we talked to Kyle Andrews from the Arnold Ebiketie Rookie Report, and we talked to Carlo Jimenez from the Drake London Rookie Report, but they never used the words intelligent menace to describe the player. Troy Anderson is of that level, Atlanta Falcons fan. So when it comes to holding down your middle linebacker position, you definitely want a guy who, you know, has a chip on his shoulder, coming from a small school like Troy, Montana State. He definitely has the opportunity to win the starting linebacker job. A lot of one-year deals here, for the Atlanta Falcons. Rashard Evans being one. Mekhi Walker, I don't know what the future for Mekhi is going to be going forward here with the Falcons after this season. But Troy Anderson is going to be a player who's definitely going to be around here in the Falcons uniform for the next couple years. So you definitely want to have, as much as you can putting Troy on the field this season. And I think, like I said, week 1, he'll be playing against the Saints. He'll definitely be playing against the Saints. Might not be the first series, but he'll be playing against the Saints. I guarantee you that. That is if he doesn't, win the starting job. Because I think Rashard Evans, because of his experience with Dean Pease, could win that job. Deion Jones was out there yesterday.
He was out there. He was definitely out there working.
One of the first veterans to arrive early to camp. And he was out there working with the trainers. Falcon fans were excited to see that. So, there's some things going on here, Atlanta Falcons fans. But if you missed the last episode with Troy Anderson Rookie Report with the R&R Catcast, it was an amazing episode. It's already over 100 plus views right now on YouTube. It's been like 3 days. So it's pretty damn good. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to R&R Catcast. We'll have them back on later on in the season. But also shout out to everybody who's joining in the chat right now. Ice Cold Wolf, Lisa Shepard. Get him, Lisa. Ice Cold over here talking about Julio. We're going to get to that. Falcons news and updates. Falcons signed a nose tackle today. Get ready for the who's, because I know y'all going to say who. Falcons signed nose tackle Darian Daniels to a 1-year deal. He previously played with the San Francisco 49ers. I know it's not who Falcons wanted after the Eddie Goldman situation, but Falcons, another 6'4", 330-pound nose tackle to, get in there alongside Grady. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Vincent Taylor, Anthony Rush, we don't know if they're going to make the squad. We don't know how it's going to happen, but there is some more competition here at camp. So Darian Daniels, Falcons just signed, right? Camp started today, but before we get to that, let's talk about what Ice Cold Wolf is discussing, right? Julio Jones, okay? Julio Jones. We laughed about it a couple episodes ago here on One Time for the Fan when people were saying, should the Falcons sign Julio Jones? We were laughing about it. Bucks. Good old damn Tampa Bay. Don't know how the hell this guy does it. But Brady was able to lure Julio out the damn swamps and bring him down to Tampa Bay. So now Julio is a Buccaneer. And we're not going to talk much about this because technically I don't care. You feel me? It's about the Atlanta Falcons here. And, of course, Falcon fans, oh, my gosh, Julio's with the Bucks. He's with Brady. Falcon fans, you shouldn't care about that. Your team is still the Atlanta Falcons. They still have to go out there and compete. They still have to go out there win some roster spots to make this 53. But Boo Man, are you worried about Julio Jones being on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers?
No. He's not gonna give you 16 games. He's not gonna play half of the time. This is Were we worried about him last year?
Were we worried about him last year? I don't think so.
Somebody bring up his stats. How many Kyle Pitts had the same amount of touchdowns?
Let's see Julio's stats from last year. Still can't find it.
Yeah. I watched a couple games right next to Julio. But I'm not gonna hate on him. I like Julio. He's one of my favorite players. But still gotta make that 53 man. He just got signed.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know where he at, but we got a lot more to worry about than just Julio Jones when we play them. So.
And of course, for some Falcon fans, as soon as Julio got signed to the Bucs, and they're showing it right now, I'm watching NFL Network. But as soon as Julio got signed to the Bucs, Falcon fans automatically said, "Oh, AJ Terrell, he's gonna be running Julio. Oh, him and Julio gonna be running around all over the field." Where do you see that at? Mike Evans, Curtis Godwin. Julio won't be on the field much this season for the Bucs, so AJ Terrell ain't chasing. He ain't chasing around no wide receiver 3 or no wide receiver 4. Cause that's what Julio is right now. He ain't no wide receiver 2. Doesn't present a problem to us, Falcons. We still have AJ Terrell and Casey Hayward. Actually, our cornerbacks are much better now than before when Julio was here. So Falcon fans, don't worry about that. Julio Jones.
We just moved past, that. I like Julio. I wish him the best. I ain't gonna lie. I have had plenty of Julio jerseys. I watched plenty of games. I've cheered for him a lot. I mean, he's the op.
He's the op. Plays for the Bucs. Going to the chat here. Jeff Wolf is in the chat. Ice Cold Wolf is here. He's talking about GTA updates. They're talking about that GTA 6 that's about to they're working on GTA 6 now.
You said between 2023 and 2024.
Mm-hmm. Shout out to Dre in the chat. Rise up, Dre. Don't forget the Rise Up Tour. Family Fun Day this Saturday. Right after training camp. Jeff Wolf, Julio under over 1.5 games played this year. A hamstring looking like a shoelace. Shout out to Dave in the chat. Brian in the chat. Not concerned at all. Lisa Shepard, everybody's here in the chat. Corey Bishop. Hit that like button. Hit that share button. Hit that subscribe button. We're almost at 100 subscribers. We are almost at 100 subscribers, y'all.
Tell a friend to tell a friend.
Tell a friend to tell a friend. Hit that like button. Hit that share button. One time for the fan, Falcons podcast. We talk about the Atlanta Falcons every Wednesday, every Sunday. Now it's time to get to the good news. Training camp is here.
In the building.
Training camp.
Outside. Well, outside. Very hot too. But it's here.
And
we this close.
Is that a special guest? Is that a special guest joining the chat? Hold on a second. We found Boo Man. Found Boo Man.
The dollars.
Dez Dollars is in the chat. Welcome to the stream, Dez Dollars. Haven't seen you in a while since what? Draft night?
Shout
out to Dez Dollars. Shout out to Boo Man. Shout in the chat, man.
We are here. Every show.
Huh?
I said we shout him out every show.
Yeah, we've been looking for you, Dez, but glad you are here. We got a lot to talk about on One Time for the Fan tonight. We're just getting into training camp. We talked about that Julio news. We don't want to talk about that no more. That poo-ness. We talked about the Troy Anderson Ricky Report recap that happened the other night. But now we're moving to training camp. We got some things that Falcon fans want to hear. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Coy Bishop, Maggie T, Jeff Wolf, Dre, true statements in the chat. Training camp began today, right? And for Falcons fans, this is the opportunity to say that Atlanta Falcons football is back. right? Because within the next couple of weeks, the Falcons play the Detroit Lions, which means football is here, right?
Here.
The competition battles going on out there for the Atlanta Falcons started early, right? And of course, this is just a 1 hour episode of One Time for the Fan. But coming up, we definitely going past an hour with the next few episodes of One Time for the Fan because training camp and all this, so much going on with the Falcons. But today, right? Mariota looking good out there. Desmond Ridder looking good out there. Drake London, there's some video of him too as well. Kyle Pitts, there's some video of him as well today at training camp. One thing that was very important today for the Atlanta Falcons was their offensive line. And a lot of the news that you heard come out of most of the people who was there at camp covering it was about the offensive line. And, of course, last season, Falcons had some trouble on the offensive line with the center position, with the guard position, and with your tackle position, right?
Shown week 1.
Going into this season, it's still the same 3 spots that's up for grabs. Could you imagine? The same 3 spots you had trouble with last season. You're going into training camp this season, and it's the same 3 spots that's up for grabs. They started today with Jake Matthews, Jalen Mayfield, Drew Dahlman at center, taking first-team reps. Chris Lindstrom and Caleb McGarry. The second team they had, Jermaine Ifedi, right tackle, Kobe Gissett playing right guard, Matt Hennessy at the center, Elijah Wilkinson playing left guard, and Rick Leonard playing left tackle. Already at the center position, Drew Dahlman taking first snaps. And, of course, Arthur Smith did mention that they're going to rotate. Today was Dahlman's day. Tomorrow will probably be Hennessy's day. But, boo man, competition battles are heating up. We're going to have a battle at center. We're going to have a battle at guard. We're going to have a battle at tackle. Can Drew Dahlman win this center position? Or should they look more to say, hey, you know what? Matt Hennessy, he did, majority of the season last year. Let's bring him back and let him do it again.
No, everybody's up for grabs. Especially on
everybody's
line.
Up for grabs.
I think the only solidified spot is Jake Matthews. He's your big money guy. And I say Chris Lindstrom. Other than that, Matt Hennessy didn't show me anything that if he showed us anything, they wouldn't draft another center. And that's just 1 year removed. And Hennessy was supposed to be good coming out of college. So, I mean, he's going to have to prove it. I mean, it's a good problem to have 2 or 3 of them. But, everybody's job is up for grabs when it comes to that line until you can consistently stop somebody from getting to the quarterback and effectively run. Then you can rotate it all day. It's surprised me to see Wilkerson on second string, though. So, I mean, what's going on? But, we'll see when we go out there.
Des, we'll be out there Friday. The competition battle's heating up early. Drew Dahlman, Matt Hennessy already. We'll get to the guard position, but Drew Dahlman and Matt Hennessy, who do you see right now? I know it's day 1, but who do you see going into week 1 could potentially be your starter?
For me, this season is all about the new regime. I want to see stuff that we haven't seen last year. So I'm all for Drew Dahlman because it's time to give these young guys a shot to show what they can do. We saw Matt Hennessy last year. He didn't really show us anything that would make us say he needs to be that starter this year. So I'm riding with Drew Dahlman right now, man. I want to see what the young guy can do. Can he come in? Can he open up some holes? Can he create some pass protection? Can he do some chip blocks? Whatever he can do to just, help out our run game and our pass game, man. So right now, I'm all for the new guys, man. Whoever we haven't seen play, I want to see them get as many reps as they can so we can actually see what they can do, man. So training camp is where this is going to happen. So,
yep.
Yeah, man.
For Falcon fans, the one thing you have to at least feel a little bit confident about is that they brought back the same offensive line. Otherwise, the Dahlman and Hennessy situation that they're going to be battling is still Jake Matthews, Chris Lindstrom, probably Hennessy or Dahlman, Mayfield, and McGarry. They do have a little cash to go get a Quentin Spain or a J.C. Treader. They do have an opportunity to go get somebody who can make this offensive line better. I don't understand why they haven't gone to do it yet at the guard position. But going to the center, they look like they're stuck on Matt Hennessy and Drew Dahlman. And like you said, Boo Man, if it doesn't pan out this year, you're either going to go spend next year in a free agency for a center, or you're going to draft one. For me, I would like to spend on a center. You know what I'm saying? Because drafting a center, you don't know what you're going to get really when you draft a center. You understand?
Well,
So
I mean,
it's kind of
the only trouble with that is in the NFL, it's a handful of centers that's good. Everybody else has a good year, down year, good year, down year. You know, so you got. I mean, Alex Mack spoiled us. You know,
Alex Mack said again. Say it again.
He spoiled us. And who was before him? Was it McClure?
Yeah.
We got spoiled by great centers. You know, so.
I just, in my eyes, man, I feel like it's a new regime, like I was saying, man. The offense that we're going to be running this year is probably an offense that we haven't seen the Falcons run in a while, man. We have 2 mobile quarterbacks. We have depth at wide receiver. We have depth in the backfield. We actually have multiple running backs that we can actually say that can get off this year. We don't know who's going to shine. So it's just like we really don't know what we're going to see with this offensive line, because I feel like, in my eyes, our offense is going to be different. We're probably going to go from those, you know, the Falcons like to use 3 tight end sets, put the big receiver out. I feel like we're going to spread the ball out now, quick passes, you know, halfback inside zones, you know, quick things, man, to get the ball to our receivers, our running backs, and all our skilled players to, you know, just get yards and get downfield. I feel like for these past year, we have been using our offensive line to run plays that take time to develop. And that's why you saw Matt Ryan sitting in the pocket, shuffling his feet, looking back here, and taking sacks, because plays took too long to develop. I feel now that the regime that we have with the new run mobile quarterbacks, we're going to be more of a fast-paced offense. So it's going to be more of getting the ball out quick, you know, quick runs, you know, throwing it out to the running back out the backfield, quick slants, you know, quick outs, just things that we just want to see fast-paced offense this year. So I feel like we'll probably see a little bit of a different motive coming from that offensive line this year. So I'm ready to see that.
I mean, for me, go ahead.
He's right, because you're not. We got a special guest here. You're not relying on. A 5-step drop and, you know, throw it down the field anymore. So I understand what he's saying from there. You know, you pretty much you're maximizing your talents that you have. So you're not, like you said, you're gonna get a lot of tight end, short pass, running back out the backfield, you know, pitches and stuff like that. You're not gonna get your 5-step drop, hit. I mean, eventually you'll get there, but that's not what the new.
That's not how the offense is going to be designed every play, like how you had Matt Ryan. So with Matt Ryan, you had that quarterback who was a pocket passing quarterback. He went over the traditional style of playing quarterback. Versus Mariota, a lot of your stuff does come if the line does break down sometimes, because you're going to be able to run around.
We're going to see a lot more of quarterback rollout plays this year, since we have
a lot of those
quarterbacks.
A lot of those. Yeah, because your 2nd and 2s, we talked about this. Your 2nd and 2s, your 3rd and 1s. There's no reason to go shotgun anymore. You know, you can actually line up, and if you don't want to do a quarterback sneak or you want to do a trick play, you can set up with your 4 or 5 wide receivers set and do a quarterback sneak. You know, a lot of teams
early. I see the Falcons running a lot of pistol this year.
A lot of pistol. You didn't get a chance to see that. You saw that sometimes with Sanu, and Falcon fans were like, "Oh my God, here comes Sanu! Oh my God, it's the pistol!" Now you get a chance to see it with 2 quarterbacks who fit the same style, who fit the same system. So when it does come to your 2nd and 2s and your 2nd and 3s, your short yardage downs, don't just expect your normal, you know, 10-yard core routes and, you know, 15-yard post corner plays. No, there's going to be some quick flat routes, some check downs, you know what I'm saying? Some quarterback tuck and runs, and it's going to be designed for Mariota. But speaking of Mariota, he had a great day at camp today. Solid day. From the notes that I got here, he went 9 for 9 today in drills. He was lining it up in the 7-on-7 drills. He was lining it up in the 11-on-11 drills. Desmond Ridder also had a decent day today too. They were working with the wide receiver group. One thing to point out today, Arthur Smith mentioned that Felipe Franks will be the emergency quarterback.
Okay, so they are going to keep him along then.
So he's definitely going to be on the team, right? So we now know that Felipe Franks, regardless if he's going to be the tight end 4 or QB3, he's been now labeled as the emergency quarterback. And we talked about this, I think, 2 episodes ago on the One Time for the Fan, that you look at the quarterback free agency list right now. Des, you can speak on this. It's pretty bad. The free agents for quarterbacks is very bad. So Falcon fans saying that Mariota's going down and Ritter's coming in, you don't want that. You want a healthy Mariota. You want a healthy Ritter. And like you just heard Arthur Smith say, Franks is our emergency quarterback. Falcon fans, you know you don't want Franks as your emergency quarterback. You don't even want him as your quarterback. So, you got to look how the team is going to be ran this season, right? Mariota is going to be our guy. I understand about Matt Ryan. I'm a Matt Ryan guy too. I was a big supporter of Matt Ryan. But now times have changed. There's a new regime. I didn't want to argue with a fan the other day who talking about, man, you're a Mariota. What are you, his super fan or something? I said, no, man, I'm a fan of the team. So if Mariota's our quarterback going forward, I'm going to respect our quarterback. Going forward, he hasn't even played week 1 yet. So, I don't care about his past and what he did. Oh, he was injured in Tennessee. And he's still a quarterback in the NFL. And if the Falcons brought him in and Arthur Smith feels like, they have something that they're going to work with, let's see what they had to do. They drafted Desmond Ridder, so we'll get a chance to see Ridder. We will see Ridder this season. You understand? Mm-hmm. But I don't think Mariota's going to get hurt and then Ridder comes in. They're going to see a lot of, plays. They're going to be splitting some reps this season. But Felipe Franks is your emergency quarterback. Boo Man, please, just a couple thoughts quickly on that.
I mean, it just, glad you don't waste money on trying to get somebody, in hopes that you may need him, so keep Felipe Franks. He's versatile. He pretty much already knows the system. Why not? I don't expect us to get that far down into the depth chart when it comes to quarterback anyway. So it's just filling the void, filling the gap. So that's how I feel about it. Just I'm glad that they pretty much patched that up already instead of us going into the season trying to figure out what's going to happen eventually.
There's Dallas. Felipe Franks is your QB3, emergency quarterback. Are you comfortable with that, or it is what it is now? Because you're looking at the free agency list with the quarterbacks. I think, Josh Rosen just went to the Browns. AJ McCarron might be the only quarterback that knows somewhat of our system who's still available, or it might be Cam Newton.
Yeah, man, like the team says, man, emergency quarterback, and that's exactly what he's going to be. Emergency. If both quarterbacks go down, that's an emergency situation, which 9 times out of 10, you rarely see both of your number 1 and your number 2 quarterback go down. But I think it is kind of a good move because, like you said, he did go through the quarterback room last year, so he does know the playbook, he knows the calls, he knows the formations. So it's not like you're just putting in a third string that, has just been there. It really doesn't get reps. He's just listening. So, Felipe Franks has experience. He played a couple games in preseason last year. So, I mean, like they say, emergency, in my eyes, good idea. Just that backup if we do need that emergency situation to come up. But after this season, I really don't see Felipe here with us anymore.
Let's not hope that a goddamn emergency happens this season. We want Mariota to play as long as he can here and get us some wins here in Atlanta this season. I'm not talking about 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years down the line. But then again, as Dre says, if Mariota does shock a lot of people, let's just say if Mariota gets through the whole season, we get to the playoffs, right? Mariota has a good year. He's healthy. Then what do you do, right? Let's just say we do make it to the playoffs. Mariota has, I don't know, man, 32 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, right? Crazy. You know what I'm saying? But we make it to the playoffs. What do you do with Mariota next year?
Man,
you keep him on the same contract.
Exactly. Give him another chance.
You keep him on the same contract.
Ritter too as well. Because Ritter would be here, of course, but
even if he had a great
Ritter's
season,
still on a rookie contract.
You still talking about new regime, new era. So unless you're gonna push Ritter to be that number 2 guy and keep Ritter, keep Mariota there for some, support and another season. Like if you make the playoffs, drafting the quarterbacks out of the equation. So that's
what I'm saying. If you make the playoffs, drafting the quarterbacks out of the equation. That was my next question, because if Mariota has a good season, Ritter's going to be here. Mariota will be here next year. You're not drafting the quarterback. So
people got to come. You got to come to terms with it, regardless of how the season goes this year. Even if if the Falcons don't win a lot of games, they're drafting a quarterback. If they're middle of the pack, they're drafting a quarterback. You gotta look at it from that point because even with Desmond Ritter, you're gonna have one quarterback next year.
Mm-hmm. I still wouldn't draft the
know,
quarterback. I still wouldn't do
it's
it.
it's not gonna be a priority.
Yeah.
If Ritter don't get no burn this year, as he's supposed to, and Mariota, does a little bit better than him, or Ritter doesn't live up to the potential, you gotta come to terms with you're gonna have one quarterback, and is that one quarterback the guy you're gonna take to the next level, or is that one quarterback somebody you're not trusting in? I put it this way: the Browns trusted Mayfield for 6-7 years.
Now the Browns are dealing with a 4-quarterback situation now.
That's what I'm saying.
Dealing with the
So it's
Watson
better than not
situation.
have that problem. It's better than not have that problem. But you had that conversation with me like a week ago, 2 weeks ago about what should we do there. So I don't expect us to get that far. I expect Desmond Ritter to take the reins.
Yeah. I do think Desmond Ritter will take the reins. Ritter and London once again walking into camp together, hanging out together. They worked out a little bit in the off season when Falcons were on vacation. So I think Ritter's going to be the guy. You saw what they did with the hype videos and all the, since he's been drafted, they've been giving him a lot of attention. So I do think Ritter's our guy going forward. But yeah, still more in the training camp today. The competition battles, the center position, Drew Dahlman, Matt Hennessy, the guard position. Going into that, Jalen Mayfield, Elijah Wilkinson. Elijah Wilkinson does have a chance to win the starting job, but Jalen Mayfield, of course, started with the first team today. We'll see what happens tomorrow. But you heard back, April, back in early May, when Arthur Smith was saying good things about Jalen Mayfield, and then we talked to him at OTAs, how Jalen Mayfield was saying that he's ready for this season. It's a big opportunity. So I do think Jalen Mayfield might end up being your starter going to the offensive line. But the competition battle's heating up. Jalen Mayfield, Elijah Wilkinson, the guard position. Matt Hennessy, Drew Dahlman, center position. Caleb McGarry and Jermaine Ifedi. This is the position to watch. I do think Jermaine Ifedi can win that starting job because Jermaine Ifedi has been a starter before. Caleb McGarry has a lot of trouble since he's been drafted, right? Lindstrom lived up to it. McGarry has not. Boo Man, your thoughts? Jermaine Ifedi, Caleb McGarry, quickly.
I'm gonna use this words: new regime, new people.
Yeah.
First, and the only reason I'm gonna say this is because McGarry was a first-round pick. So he hasn't lived up to the hype at all.
Yeah.
You can keep him around for. I like giving people chances, but I don't see why you would not make that a competition and why you would go back to what hasn't worked.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, like I said, first round pick, man. We wasted it. I ain't gonna say we wasted it, but that's a first round pick.
Caleb McGarry, Jermaine Ifedi. You did talk about new regime, new people. You wouldn't mind seeing Jermaine Ifedi step in and take the starting position. Going with that type of theory. So, what's your thoughts so far on that? Caleb McGarry and Jermaine Ifedi. They brought in Ifedi for competition. He is a former first rounder, former starter. Job is right there, right?
Yep. So with this one, man, I feel like this is more of who has the better training camp at this point, man. Because like Boo Man said, McGarry is a first round pick. So if you are a first round pick, you
got to live up.
You showed us that you had some type of potential to be that high of a draft stock. So this might be a breakout year for him. Bringing over Ifedi might bring out that dog in him to make him go harder to hold on to his spot. So like I say, this is more of a who's going to show in training camp that they want that position and they ready to make that change on the line. Ifedi, I know he probably has more experience, been in the league a little longer, played for a couple more teams.
Mm-hmm.
So all it comes down is to who has that dog in him and who's ready to be on that field and be that starter for the Atlanta Falcons offensive line. So
Yep.
Competition, man. Competition.
Until the Falcons sign Quentin Spain, and then everybody's pissed.
Exactly.
I mean, you can do all this competition and all these battles, everything, but as soon as the Falcons have signed Quentin Spain, oh, there's our guard.
There's our guard.
Somebody gonna be asking to play fullback.
It is what it is. Going on to some more training camp news. Guess who was starting out there on the defense today? Move to the defensive side of the ball. In your 11 drills, Richie Grant and Jalen Hawkins. Starting safeties on the field today. Dean Marlowe and Eric Harris split some reps, coming in as some subs. But most of your 11 drills was ran with Richie Grant and Jalen Hawkins. There was one video. It was on social media where I think it was John Fitzpatrick caught a nice pass over the middle. And if this was the day with the pads, which they don't have no pads on right now. All right. The pads are coming out shortly. But if this was the day with some pads, Jalen Hawkins probably would have had the hit of training camp already, because it would have been a quick catch, turnaround, and there's your safety right there with that thumper. But Jalen Hawkins pulled up. You know, it's just shorts and t-shirts. You know, he didn't want to get in trouble. But if the pads were on today, somebody would have got rocked. And it would have been because of Jalen Hawkins. So Richie Grant, Jalen Hawkins, starters at safety. We think they'll probably start week 1. Boo Man, Dez, your thoughts on Richie Grant and Jalen Hawkins already? Day 1 on the field with your 11 drills, leading the way. Looking at our 2 new safeties right here.
I mean, shit, it's definitely what I was hoping. You know, get them young boys back there. They ball hawks. Richie Grant, I mean, we said this a lot, you know, before we drafted him at. He got a lot to prove, and he just got to put him on the field for him to prove himself. And Jalen Hawkins, you speak highly of him.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Flip.
Yep.
So
Bodie had the Bodie's breakdown too as well.
You speak highly of him. So I'd rather them than any other safeties we have on our team.
Yeah. Des, Jalen Hawkins, Richie Grant, that's your guy. Richie's your guy. I have a feeling you're going to get the Richie Grant jersey sometime soon, because you was heavy on him when he came out of UCF. We was in the chat talking about running back. Like, here we go. That last draft, I said, here it goes, running back Falcons. But nah, they selected Richie Grant. Now, I have no problem with it. Richie Grant's a solid player. I think he's the safety of our franchise going forward. Second round pick, Des. Richie Grant leading the way. Jalen Hawkins, his opportunities this year. Your thoughts?
A lot of potential back there, man. You got
Big
2
potential.
young safeties, high motors, guys ready to go, fly around the football field. I see a lot of big hits, a lot of pass breakups, couple interceptions, man. I just see a lot of big plays coming from our secondary this year, man. It's just like we've had names in our secondary before, but I feel like this secondary that we have now is like a young and will come up and just knock you in the throat when you were at least expecting it, man. Because it's like we say, we have Richie Grant, we got Jalen Hawkins. People are really saying, like, Richie Grant, Jalen Hawkins at safety, who are these guys? But if you're not a Falcons fan and you haven't been into context about these players, hey, man, when these guys get on the field and that first down snap come and you see Jalen Hawkins, Richie Grant flying downfield, making them plays, all I'm going to say is I told you so, man.
People talking about Daniel Sorensen and Tyrann Mathieu from the Saints. They need to be worried about Richie Grant and Jalen Hawkins right now.
Hey, man, I'm telling you.
It's a new wave in the NFC South right now.
Hey, y'all do me a favor and go look at Sorensen and Matthew highlights together.
Oh, yeah, when they blow coverages.
And you just see Tyrann just looking like.
Heading to the chat here. Woo! Gotta get my drink too. Chase is in the chat. Brandon Turner's in the chat. Ice Cold Wolf, Sanu. Lisa Shepard's in the chat. Rise Up Tours here. Maggie T, saving money on Plessy's becoming versatile. Heading to the chat here with Joseph Avery. How y'all this evening? Joseph, shout out to Joseph. Going to get to replace Eddie Goldman. So they signed Darian Daniels today. He recently played with the 49ers. Nose tackle, 6'4", 330 pounds. Put him next to Grady. We don't know if he's going to be starting, but Vincent Taylor, Anthony Rush, Tyquan Graham, somebody's going to win that position, you know? So we'll find out what's going on with that. The Rise Up Tour is here. Of course, you know they have their Family Fun Day this Saturday. Free. Theirs is free. Boo Man is free. Come on out, get some food, play some football. They got big ass kickball game. You know what I'm saying? So come on out, hang out with the Rise Up Tour. We're gonna be going over some events, taking some pictures, playing some kickball, eating some good food. You know what I'm saying? Have a little drink here and there. You know what I mean? Good music. DJs over there. Special guests. Freddie the Falcon will be there. You know what I'm saying? Bring the kids out. Grab a picture. Dez, I know you wanted a picture of Freddie the Falcon. We'll get you a picture of Freddie the Falcon.
Yeah.
We'll get you in line.
Freddie.
Rise Up Tour is here. I think it's from 2 to 7. As you can see right there, the address is right there on the screen. The address is right there on the screen. Pull up at the training camp. I'll be there. One time for the fan will be there. Maggie T, shout out to Maggie T, Atlanta Falcons Nation in the building. They host a very cool podcast on YouTube as well. Still Groom Ritter under him. I'm with that already. I'm with that. I'm a Ritter guy.
You got my first name, man.
Yep.
That's my man.
We haven't had a good number 2 in a while. That's true about that. The Matt Schwab years.
We don't never play the number 2. That's why.
Yeah, that's right. Matt Ryan. Y'all, everybody who was hating on Matt Ryan. We never played a number 2. Never had to. So you want the quarterback who's going to be consistent. You know what I'm saying? Quarterback who's going to give you some years. Right? I mean, there's going to be some plays breaking down this season. We hope Mariota's going to stay healthy after a couple quarterback hits. We're going to go over some Madden ratings here shortly, but it's not just about the Madden ratings I want y'all to look at. It's about some of these top 10 players we're about to be playing this season. So there's going to be some bumps and bruises this year, you know, but we do think the Falcons will overcome that hype and win an extra game or two to get to the playoffs. We'll talk about that as we get closer to the season. Chase Cravy's in the chat. You got Ritter for 4 years. You don't draft the quarterback next year. Just my opinion. Chase, we're on the same page, but there's a lot of people who believe tank for Stroud and sacrifice for Bryce. So, you know, a lot of times when you hear us speak about that, just remember that's how some fans want it. They want us to tank. USA Today says we're going 2-15. We're going to talk about what USA Today said about their record predictions. We're going 2-15. So 2-15 means what? Who are we going to draft? You going to get your Will? You want your Will Anderson?
And that's what I'm saying. You saying don't get a quarterback now, and I agree. But if our team goes 2-50, God forbid we don't.
I'm with Dre right here.
2-15. You're looking back at QBs.
Dre said, I don't think we draft the quarterback even if we miss the playoffs.
It just doesn't make sense.
Doesn't make sense at all.
Ritter. You go draft another quarterback. Now you got controversy in your quarterback room. You got 2 young quarterbacks. You don't know who you're going to play. That means each and every week you're going with the best quarterback that really performed in practice. That means nobody's really getting reps. Nobody's getting that constant feel of being on that field, playing first down, second down, third down. Because if you're making a bad play or you're not making the right read, we got another quarterback just out the draft, so coach ain't worried. He taking that one out. He put another one in. So you're not getting no experience, no learning curve, no nothing. You just back and forth, waiting for a quarterback to be that quarterback. In all situations, that's not what you want to have in your quarterback room. You want to have a quarterback that you can mold, that you can bring into your system and get used to what you're doing so that he can maybe be that quarterback, or after his 4 years are up, that's when you then go draft another quarterback. You don't draft a quarterback, then go draft another quarterback. That's a waste. It's just, to me, it's a waste. So
that's the days we need on Friday at training camp because this shit's about to get real. Shout out to Maggie T. I do hope Mayfield is doing better. We all do. We all do, because we're not only here to uplift the fan base, but we want to see the team get better too as well. And Jalen Mayfield had a rough season last year. And we know a lot of Falcon fans were pissed at Jalen Mayfield. So we do know that he is one of the problems on the O-line that needs to be addressed. Either get better, improve, or we have to find your replacement. And once again, Quentin Spain is on the couch somewhere waiting for a phone call. So the Falcons don't have to wait to upgrade their offensive line. If they do believe in Jalen Mayfield, well, let's see. Give him a shot. But yes, Maggie T, I'm with you. I do hope Mayfield is doing better. Dre, I really want to see Schaefer with at least the 2s. So far, from what I got on the news today, I didn't get no information on Schaefer. But of course, going forward, they have a long training camp ahead of them. I'm sure Schaefer's name will pop up sometime. Didn't get too much word about D'Angelo Malone too as well. A lot today on training camp focused around Mariota, Super Mariota, Desmond Ritter having a good day, the wide receiver group having a good day, Richie Grant, Deion Jones showing up early yesterday. That was pretty cool to see. That now you know if you want to keep Deion. Deion showed up early enough to say, hey, look, I want to be here with this team. You feel me? I mean, if Deion didn't want to be there, he didn't have to show up. Sit at the house. You know? But a lot going on right now with the Atlanta Falcons. Offensive line was the focus today, it looks like. From most of the notes in the news that I heard about the offensive line. But we'll hear more about it tomorrow. We'll hear more about it Friday because we will be there. One time for the fan. It's open to the public. We will be there. Joseph Avery, I'm glad we got a quarterback that can scramble out of the pocket and extend plays instead of getting sacked almost every play because of lack of mobility. Go Dirty Birds. We talked about that too again a couple weeks ago. The quarterback scrambling. The extending of the play. Plays where Matt Ryan tried to step up into the pocket after the line broke down. And Matt Ryan would either set his feet again to throw a pass when he had maybe space to run for about 3 or 4 yards and get a first down. You don't have that with Mariota and Ritter. They're going to tuck and run. And you better
realize
hope
it now.
You're not playing cover zero.
That have been successful, all the quarterbacks that have been successful in these past 5 years,
mobile,
either one are mobile or two get the ball out quick.
Yeah,
Patrick Mahomes, he has a cannon and he's mobile.
Kyle Murray, Lamar Jackson, Russell Wilson,
Josh Allen from Buffalo, mobile and can throw. The only 2 quarterbacks that aren't really mobile are Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady. But what do? They get the ball out.
But I give Aaron Rodgers mobile. He's not taking sacks.
He is a little mobile as well.
It's true. That's true. Aaron Rodgers knows when to run and why he's running.
He knows exactly.
Yeah. He got wheels like Stetson Bennett.
Yeah.
God.
But going forward, there's going to be some plays, like Joseph said, the lack of mobility last season with Matt Ryan. I mean, we talked about the speed training and everything that they joked about during the offseason, but it didn't work. Now you have a quarterback who's a little bit elusive, who can get out the pocket, escape the pocket, run down the sideline if he has to, or cut through the middle and get up the field. Because, like I said, your 2nd and 2s and your 3rd and 1s are so much different. What do we talk about? The pistol formation? Do you know how many defenses hate to see the pistol formation? Because you never know what to expect with the pistol formation.
It just showed Mariota and Desmond Ritter on NFL Network throwing passes, man.
They were talking about that on NFL Network. They said comeback player of the year might be Mariota. Christian McCaffrey and Mariota. Those are the 2 people that they were naming for comeback player of the year. One time for the fan. Going to the chat here. I cannot wait to see that safety tandem. Been a fan of both of these guys. When Jalen Hawkins came out, I didn't know much about Jalen Hawkins. I knew he came from Cal. I knew he played some cornerback, safety too as well. But Richie Grant, Dez was blowing up Richie Grant since last season when he got drafted. So it was like,
it was solid, man.
Yeah. If he's our starting safety, Jalen Hawkins. You heard of Bodie's Breakdown a couple weeks ago. Go back and check it out on our podcast. It's on the playlist. It says Bodie's Breakdown. You see Jalen Hawkins. But Bodie told a lot about Jalen Hawkins. So we'll see what he does this season. But to see him out there with the ones today, that was pretty good. That was pretty good to see. Going to the next segment here. One time for the fan. Rise up to us here. Clayton Murray is here. The coach's game plan in Mayfield is the chopping block this year. Coaching was a big part of us getting 1 game away from the playoffs last year. Because the offensive line wasn't doing much. That veteran quarterback y'all kept getting upset about, getting sacked, wasn't doing, as y'all say, living up to his legendary name. The wide receivers wasn't getting separation. The play calling is what kept us going in some of those games. That game against Miami, The game against the Giants. Right? We had an opportunity last season, being one game away. One time for the fans. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Of course, you know, every Wednesday, every Sunday, we talking Falcons football. We talking Atlanta Falcons training camp here. Got some details coming up for you, I believe, on the next episode of One Time for the Fan for the Desmond Ridder rookie report. So much going on with One Time for the Fan this season. Shout out to Dre in the chat.
Yes, sir.
Rise Up Tour, it's free. Saturday is free. Pull up. See if we get the address real quick. Right here, Saturday, pull up after training camp. Got a big ass kickball game. Got some food. Got
DJ.
Brownsville.
That's by the crib. Okay.
Right there by the house. Pull up now, after training camp on Saturday.
Might pull the Mustang out, man.
Well, man, you can pull the van out. We gotta move some tables.
I'm picking the chairs up from your house here, made in Ghana.
God. Of course, please just bring a donation, school supplies. That's all we ask. Just bring a donation or school supplies. You can bring a 10 or 15 or 20, or just bring some books, bring some pencils.
I got so many notebooks
markers
over here, man, that I ain't used from my college days, man. I can bring all that stuff.
Bring that PS4 too.
That thing might be sold this weekend, man.
Oh, man.
I don't care what Matt was, the toughest quarterback in the league and still is. You're right about that. Matt used to take some hits and get up and get back to that line. But hey, guess what?
Hey, man,
guess what?
Started, man.
Guess what? Matt ain't here no more. So, Dez, you can roast Matt all you want now. One time for the fan.
I heard him and Bird got the same type of need.
Yeah, Ron Thomas. Shout out to Ron Thomas in the chat.
What up?
Favorite position battle is going to be wide receiver 2. Chase is here. So the wide receiver 2. We talked about Mariota going 9 for 9, but we also didn't mention that Kyle Pitts had some good catches today. Olade Zaccheaus had a good catch. Alden Tate had a good catch. Cordell Hodge had a good catch as well. John Fitzpatrick made another catch as well. So this is just shorts and t-shirts with the helmets.
Yeah, but that boy, I like to see Fitz out there.
See, we just don't know what's going on with the tight end position with tight end 4 because you got Pitts, you got Parker Hesse, you have Anthony Frisker.
With Hesse
and Frank.
Oh yeah, you do got Frisker.
Got Frisker.
But you got Fitzpatrick.
Frisker's going to be your tight end 2. He's definitely going to be your tight end 2 because he's your blocking tight end. When Kyle lines up, when Kyle lines up next to Drake and next to Cordell, who's your blocking tight end? Frisker.
Well, I mean, Fitzpatrick is too, though. That's all he did at Georgia.
Yeah. We want to see Fitzpatrick in the red zone, though. He's 6'7". 6'7", added to that wide receiver core. 6'3", 6'4", 6'5". Kyle Pitts. Oh, man. Come on, man. Offense about to be explosive, man. We're going on to the next segment here. One time for the fan. USA Today. Of course, you know it's going to be an hour episode here on One Time for the Fan. Upcoming events will let you know where we're going to be this weekend. NFL record positions or projections for the 2022 season. USA Today has the Falcons at 2-15. Let me repeat that.
Whew.
USA Today, the 2022 NFL record projections has the Falcons at 2-15.
Yeah.
Dez, 2-15. 2-15.
We ain't gonna speak on how they had the Bulls at 15-2. Not the Bulls, the Bills at 15-2, right?
The Bills at 15-2.
Like, come on now.
The Ravens at 12-5. The Colts at 9-8. So you take Matt Ryan off the team, we go 2-15. You put Matt Ryan on the Colts, they go 9-8. With one of the better offensive lines in the league, with one of the best running backs in the league, with a top 15 defense.
They're only going to win. They gained
9 games.
The Colts. And they won 10 games last year, didn't they?
They still missed the playoffs. They lost to the Jags final game of the season. The Cardinals at 7-10. So Kyler Murray just got the bag to go 7-10.
That man, hey, he made this list during happy hour.
God, the Panthers at 7-10.
They
The
had
Saints
the
at
Texans.
9-8.
They had the Texans at like 4
With
and what?
Jameis?
With Jameis.
They had the
The
Texans
Eagles at
had a better
11
record
and
than us.
6. What's up, Boo Man?
They had the Texans with a better record than us.
Whoever made that had a big bottle of Parmesan.
Boy,
Another
Everclear.
disappointing season for Justin Fields. They're going 4-13. 49ers, Trey Lance, 10-7. Russell Wilson, 8-9 with the Broncos.
So I'm gonna start using credentials.
Stop
Not even
believing this
credentials.
hype, Falcons fans. Y'all been sharing this shit.
If you've been a reporter since high school, stop. Just stop.
Falcon fans were saying this. Y'all see what USA Today said. They 2-15, USA Today.
They lie about the weather.
God. How many games is USA Today playing this season?
Sheesh. How many are they airing?
I think, and they might even be in the lead for most coffees drank.
God.
Yeah.
USA Today. And then when Chris Brown did it, never mind.
We win at least 8 to 10 games this season. The
Well,
Falcons are going to sneak into the playoffs.
Talk to Holmes.
Falcons sneaking into the playoffs. Lockdown Falcons be talking bullshit to our own team, William Avery. Oh, shit. Well, that's another podcast. They're out here. You know, they're a Falcons podcast that speaks on the Atlanta Falcons. I've heard some of their content before. But once again, one time for the fan here on this platform. We here to uplift the fan base and speak positive, but we do bring the facts as well. But we're not going to talk bad about the team. No. We're not going to talk bad about the team. But shout out to everybody who is doing the podcast for the Atlanta Falcons. Shout out to everybody. We're going to be working with a lot of people this year. So, you know, we want everybody. If you know somebody who has a podcast or if you want to be on the show, let us know. One time for the fan every Wednesday, every Sunday, 8 o'clock, right here on Facebook and YouTube. We'll talk Falcons football. That's all we're here to do. Talk Falcons football. Am I right?
Mm-hmm.
Colt's going to be strong. Boo Man. You good, Boo Man?
Better hope
no, I'm saying we just
don't
talk
ice
positive,
out.
man.
God. Y'all hit that like, subscribe button for the guys. We are almost at 100 subscribers. Are we at 100 subscribers? Let me go check here.
Tell a friend. Tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend.
Check and see if we got 100 subscribers. 2 more subscribers away. If you in this chat right now and you have not subscribed to One Time for the Fan, head on over to YouTube, hit that subscribe button. We have a lot going on this season on One Time for the Fan.
Real quick.
Boo Man.
Tell them real quick. It don't take no seconds or nothing. Just hit that subscribe button. You can do it while we watching. We just need that 100 before. We need that 100. We're trying to get it before Friday.
We're going to get 100 subscribers before Friday, but if you are in here right now and you haven't hit subscribe on One Time for the Fan on YouTube, please head over to YouTube and hit subscribe. Jermaine Wilder's in here, 12-4. Shout out to Jermaine. We gotta get Jermaine on the show. Shout out to Jermaine. AFN Mad Mike. Shout out to Mad Mike too. Mad Mike and Maggie T. Lisa Shepard too as well. There's some positive podcasts out here now. We're going to work with a lot of people this season. William Avery, can you join? Definitely, man. Reach out to me. We'll get you set up this year or this season coming up on One Time for the Fan. We got a hard schedule, but I do believe we win in more than 2 because we're a bigger problem than what we are. Let me tell you something, man. You were 1 game away from the playoffs last year with a veteran quarterback who couldn't get out the pocket, who damn near almost lost his arm in the middle of the season. That spiral wasn't the same, folks. You knew it.
Noodle.
We used to sit here in the chat and try to say, oh, no, it was the wide receiver. Nah, man. A lot of times it was Matt. Throwing into double coverages. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But going forward this season, we have some changes. We've upgraded in the wide receiver room. We've upgraded on your defense. Casey Hayward is an upgrade to Fabian Moreau. AJ Terrell is damn near top 10 right now at the top of his game. We talked about a couple weeks ago, the Falcons have 2 top 10 players on the same squad. You have AJ Terrell. You also have Grady Jarrett. If you go to Kyle Pitts, he's a top 10 tight end right now in the league too. So why can't the Falcons be better than 2 games? 3 players you have on your team is in the top 10 right now in the NFL. Why can't you be better? Falcon fans, y'all don't look at it on paper. These guys right here are going to come out here this season and compete. Right?
That's hungry, man.
They're hungry. That contract is next season. The bag is there. We're going to get some free agents that you're going to really rebuild this team. You're going to sign some mega deals to some players who deserve a contract. But what we do know is that the Falcons will compete this season way more than 2 games. So the USA Today is, I ain't going to say the F word, but USA Today, you're tripping. You're tripping hard. One time for the fan, of course, we hit the hour mark. We're going to go over a couple things real quick before we wrap it up. We want to go over the Madden ratings, right? And Dez, Boo Man, we got to go over these Madden ratings, right? Because Falcon fans see the Madden ratings and they just start going crazy. How I pull this up here again? Here we go. Yeah, buddy. The Madden ratings for the Falcons, right? We're rated a 77. Right? 77. If you look at some of the top 10 players in the NFL with their Madden ratings, if you go to wide receiver, the Falcons don't have not one player rated in the top 10 of the Madden ratings, right? Devontae Adams, number 1, Cooper Kupp, Tyreek Hill, all these guys. But we play Cooper Kupp. Des. He's number 2. We play DeAndre Hopkins this season. We play Keenan Allen this season. We played Terry McLaurin this season. We played Mike Evans this season. And we also play Jamar Chase.
You know what's good about us having that addition of Casey Hayward? Because now if these guys try to run from AJ Terrell, they gotta go see Casey.
Go
So
see Casey.
like if AJ locking down,
do?
you can go to the other side. So man, I'm just like you say, man, it's just new regime, new team, just new experience. I mean, guys fired up, ready. They're ready to prove themselves because like we're hearing 2-15 and 77 overall. These players are hearing this, and that's just more fuel to the fire, man. Because at the end of the day, you don't want to hear that about your team. You don't want to be that, oh, they're not going to make any noise. Oh, the Falcons are looking to tank to go. No, that is not what you want to do, man. Yeah. So I feel like all of this news is just fuel to the fire, man. We're going to come out and we're going to bust some folks in the mouth, man. Ready.
Going to the top 10 tight ends in the league, Kyle Pitts for Madden, he's number 6. 87 rating. George Kittle, we got to play him this year. Mark Andrews, we played him this year. TJ Hawkinson, he won't be playing probably the preseason game, but he's on the list. Going over here to the edge rushers, here's the problem. Myles Garrett, number 1. We play Myles Garrett. TJ Watt, number 2. We play TJ. Nick Bosa, number 3. We play Nick. Von Miller, number 4. Khalil Mack, number 5. We play Khalil. Joey Bosa, number 6. We play Joey Bosa. Cameron Jordan, number 7. We play Cam. Chandler Jones, DeMarcus Lawrence, Rashawn Gary. So 6 out of those 10 top 10 edge rushers the Falcons have to play this season. Right? We talked about the wide receivers. We talked about the edge rushers. Going over here to the linebackers. Falcons don't have nobody in the top 10, of course. Fred Warner is the number 1 linebacker rated in Madden. Fred Warner? Demario Davis is number 2. Levante David, number 3. Bobby Wagner, number 4. Wagner, number 4.
Mario, too, is crazy, but continue.
Kickers.
Young
Cool.
Way.
He's not even in the top 10.
God, they cap.
Madden is tripping. No love for Young Way Cool. Running backs. Kamara 7. No Falcon top. Christian McCaffrey's number 3.
That is cap. For a person, he was on my fantasy team last year. He ain't do nothing. You know why? Because him and Julio was playing Madden all week.
Defensive lineman, top 10 overall. Aaron Donald, number 1. We play Aaron.
Rightfully.
Cameron Hayward. Vita Vea. Jonathan Allen. Chris Jones. Fletcher Cox. Michael Pierce. No Falcon once again on the list there too as well. We play some of these top 10 players this year. And as somebody just said in the chat here, we do have a tough schedule. Right? Let's not overlook some of these teams. The Steelers have TJ Watt. You feel me? The Saints still have sorry-ass Cam Jordan. Right? So the Falcons do have to be prepared for every single game, and it starts week 1 against the Saints. But we do believe the Falcons can get over the hump and get an extra game or two in the NFC, which is not that tough to make the playoffs.
Right.
You can make the playoffs. So just wanted to go over those Madden ratings for y'all real quick because Falcons see these Madden ratings is like, oh my God, Mariota's a 73. Some of y'all be tripping. Dre said it. Madden been trash for so long. And y'all two big Madden players too right there. What y'all say about the Madden ratings? Y'all big Madden players.
I don't go. You don't go off of that stuff.
It's all just about statistics because as the year goes on, the ratings change. So it's all predictions at the beginning of the year, and as players either do good or they regress, that's all about their rating. So if Drake London comes out and has an 1,000-yard, 10+ touchdown season, you will see his rating go up at the end of the year in Madden. So regardless of how they start, it's 9 times out of 10 it's not how they're going to finish, man. It's all about a prediction. Beginning of the season predictions, like they're predicting the Falcons to go 2-15. It's like a Madden rating. It's just a prediction of what we think or how good they're going to be. So like
once we get to 3 wins, the Madden overall rating should just jump up then. One time for the fan. We about to go ahead and wrap up the show. We went over some Falcons training camp news today. We talked about that Julio situation. We don't care. It is what it is. Some will say Julio's washed. Some will say he's not washed. Some will say he'll play a big factor in Tampa Bay's offense. Some will say he won't. We don't care. The Falcons will do what the Falcons would do this season to win more games from last season to make the playoffs. Competition battles, we talked about that too today. Matt Hennessy, Drew Dahlman, that center position's heating up. That guard position, that tackle position. Doesn't look like much of the competition battles at safety with Richie Grant and Hawkins stepping out the locker room, leading the way in the 11 drills. But wide receiver 2, wide receiver 3, there's probably going to be some competition there. Cordell Hodge, Olamide Zaccheaus, Brian Edwards. We don't know what's Geronimo Allison. We don't know what's going to happen. But over these next 14 to 21 days, we are about to find out who is going to make this 53. Now, we also talked about USA Today. They're tripping about our 2-15 record projection. Don't listen to them. Don't bet the house. You're going to lose the house. Upcoming events. Friday, Booman, Dez. Training camp is open to the public. And we're going to go to the chat here too before we wrap up. Training camp is open to the public on Friday. Des Dollars, you spoke about you'll be with me there Friday morning at training camp. Boo Man, if you're going to be there too as well, let us know because we can coordinate, get you out there. Because definitely we want to make sure everybody or whoever's from One Time for the Fan can be there. But Friday and Saturday, One Time for the Fan will be at Flowery Branch, right? I'm going to give to you guys as much content as I can. Go live on YouTube Shorts, YouTube Reels, Facebook Live, everything. Look for as much as you can on One Time for the Fan on Facebook, One Time for the Fan on YouTube, and of course, let's see if I can get it right here. One Time for the Fan on Twitter. If y'all on Twitter, go ahead and hit me up right here on Twitter. Hit that follow button so I can follow y'all back. One Time for the Fan. I'm going to post all the coverage I have, from pictures to videos, talking with fans, anything that I got. Friday night, we might do a pop-up podcast quickly just to talk about what we went over at training camp. Saturday, we'll be at the Rise Up Tour Family Fun Day right after training camp. So look out for that too as well. This weekend, it's all about training camp for One Time for the Fan. Next week, Sunday we'll have another show. Next week, Wednesday, hopefully Buddy will be back. If not, we'll still be here. Dez will be here. Boo Man Shadow will be here. But it's go time right now, Falcons fans. Boo Man, am I right? Dez, am I right? It's go time. Atlanta Falcons football is back. Right? Competition battles heating up. It's going down now. You understand? That 53 is going to be coming out shortly. We also have a show coming up directly right after the Falcons-Detroit Lion game. So as you're watching that Falcons-Lion game, soon as the clock strikes 0, right here on One Time for the Fan, we going live. We are going to talk about everything you just saw on the Falcons-Lions game. Right? Every catch, every drop, every player who looks like they're about to get cut, every player who looks like they're about to make the team. So we'll talk about that. All 4 quarters will break down. Hopefully, Boomman and Dez will be back here too as well. Bodie should be here. But we have so much going on with One Time for the Fan. I just want to say thank y'all to everybody who's been supporting the podcast. Going to the chat here before we wrap it up. William Avery's in here. Chase Cravey's in here. Dre's in here. Harold Poole. I'm wearing my Michael Vick jersey on September 11th, and nobody can tell me to take it off. Hey, as long as we get the win, no matter what you wear, you're in there supporting the Falcons, man, support the Birds. That's all that matters. We know you ain't wearing no Saints jersey, Harold. We know that. So shout out to Harold Poole for joining into the chat. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that share button. Clayton Murray's in the chat. You just laid out my point. Tough schedule. This year is a definitely. We got something. OT, we don't. Shout out to Clayton in the chat. That is true. It changes. That's why I'm not mad at 77 last year. I think they had us at 74. Those Madden ratings will get y'all. Don't worry about the Madden ratings. After week 1, that true solid Madden rating will come out after week 1. Lisa Shepard. Lisa will be at training camp too as well. I want the Falcons to make all the protagonists look bad. Yep. Hey, Lisa, let me tell you something. They're hating on us right now. Boo Man Dez, y'all can agree. The media's hating on us. USA Today is hating on us. Cody Benjamin's hating on us. The Brooks guy that we talked about last month who had the other projection is hating on us. I don't understand, man. We're an NFL team. We're trying to get out here and win a Super Bowl, regardless of a rebuild or not. Some of the players that we've brought in, they fit the scheme. They fit what we need going forward. Because you didn't hear a 3 or 4 or 5 year deal, people can start, turning their backs on this. These 1-year deals can play out. These 1-year deals can play out for a lot of these players. Chase Cravey's in the chat. See y'all boys Friday bright and early. Chase, we'll be out there before the sun get up. I'm on my really. Get on my really on. Taking over the Falcons. Tell Boo Man, what do you say? Mike D, tell Boo Man to bring that lighter to training camp. Yeah.
Everybody lighted. Last night.
Mike D.
Hey, you ain't leaving in that first team van, did you, man? If it is, it's over with.
Yeah, Mike D in the chat.
Yeah.
Marcus Boy checking in from Arizona. One time for the fan. LaMarcus, when the Falcons go to the Super Bowl, we'll be out there. We'll be in Arizona. So look out for us. Clayton Murray, 100+ subscribers.
Yeah.
We lit. Gee, that's 100+ subscribers. 101.
Hey.
There it is, y'all. There it is. 101 subscribers. When we first started this show at draft night, we had 4, right? The channel has been growing. Falcon fans, you guys coming in here with the comments, coming in here bringing topics, bringing us things to talk about. We went over that dry season during the summer where there was nothing going on with the Falcons, little to none news going on, and we had to bring an episode every week to keep you guys entertained, and we enjoy it. You understand? So please keep supporting One Time for the Fan. This is only the beginning. Wait till you see what we have going on during the season. Just wait. I can't wait for the regular season to pop off. William, me and you both. Shout out to Jermaine here. Y'all got to get me on the show, fellas. I'm a diehard Atlanta Falcons fan. Summer Hill in the house. I go all the way back to Fulton County Stadium. Let's go, birds. Summer Hill's in the house. Summer Hill. Hey, he's been riding out there with them bot Chevys, boy. Talking about Summer Hill.
With your polo on and your khakis.
Talking about Summer Hill. That's Atlanta. That's real Atlanta. Thank you for energizing and exciting content. So excited for the home opener and the entire season. LaMarcus, we're doing the best we can to keep uplifting the fan base. We remain positive here on One Time for the Fan with the energy and the vibes. We just want people to understand that we're diehard Falcon fans too. And we do criticize the team at times. You know what I'm saying? But we don't bash them. We don't talk bad about them. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. I'm Atlanta, Fulton County Stadium 2, old school Falcons fan. Shout out to Lisa Shepard. Harrod's here, Williams here, Mackie T. We can stay under the radar. They keep hating on us, Maggie. Keep hating on us. Mike D's in here. See y'all at camp and possibly fun day. Definitely, Dre. We'll see you there. We about to get out there and do some golf, Mike. Don't worry, man. We get out there and do some golf. Boo man, you got the clubs, right?
God, that's Big Mike.
On me.
Yeah, that's Mike D right there.
On me.
That's Mike D
He's
right there.
on me, man. He's still
Mike,
on me.
yeah, we got the clubs, bro. We heading out there to go do some golf.
We got
coming
the
up soon.
clubs, man.
Yeah.
Can't wait for us to win the division. We would have had it before old sorry ass came over there to the Bucks. That I remember waiting too, like, damn, okay, Drew Brees retired. Carolina ain't got no quarterback. Bucks at the end of their career. Oh man, we about to be doing good. And then here comes Tom Brady.
Yeah.
That messed us up. Congrats, fellas. Keeps going. Always, man. Shout out to Dre. Seaport ready for the Atlanta Falcons to win the Super Bowl. We all ready for the Atlanta Falcons to win the Super Bowl, William. One time for the fan. Great show tonight. We talked about the Falcons training camp. We'll be back posting some information on Friday and Saturday from Falcons training camp. We have a show Sunday. We have a show next week. We'll have some details on the Desmond Ridder rookie report. So stay tuned for that. The Desmond Ridder rookie report. Right? Boo Man, Dez, thank y'all for being here tonight. Really appreciate it. Please,
Sure.
You guys always know you guys are One Time for the Fan podcasters. Please come on back on Sunday if Bodie can't make it. But any shout outs you have for today? Boo Man, before we get up out of here, any shout outs?
Shout out to you, man. Shout out to the fans. Shout out to Lil Dez.
God.
I'm talking about Lil Desmond Ridder. I ain't talking about you.
Yeah.
Shout out to the letter. Hey, man. Shout out to the fans. Shout out to Bo, man, and his kid. I know he couldn't make it, but yeah. Congratulations on Bo and his kid. And shout out to the fans and everybody who's going to meet up with y'all on Friday for the show. I mean, for the training camp. So shout out to everybody.
Des, any shout outs before we get up out of here, man? Really appreciate you showing up tonight.
Shout out One Time for the fans. Shout out to the 100 plus subscribers. We thank y'all. Headed on to 200 now, man. And just shout out to the Falcons community. Shout out to just everybody, man. Just ready for Falcon football, man. So, everybody that's on the bandwagon, everybody that's on the team and that's with the team, man, y'all keep up the energy, keep up the support, man. We got a lot in store for you guys, man. So, hey, man, we happy that y'all guys tuning in and loving the content, man. Shout out ATL. Yes, sir.
One time for the fan. A lot going on once again. Training camp. We'll be out there Friday, bright and early. So please, please, please tune in to anything that we put on Facebook, anything that we put on YouTube or Twitter. Just type in One Time for the Fan. We're about to be everywhere. Preseason, we have some podcasts coming up right after the game. So the Lions game, the Jaguars game, the Jets game, we have some podcasts going on directly right after the game. And then when the week starts, when the season starts, every home game, One Time for the Fan, we are there. So be on the lookout for those podcasts every Wednesday and Sunday. Plus, there'll be some pop-up shows in between. And also every away game. For those that don't know, Booman and Dez will be attending a couple away games this year. But I myself will be attending every away game. So in LA, we'll be posting some content there for week 2. Don't forget about Seattle. I'll be there too as well. Tampa, Carolina, New Orleans, Baltimore, Washington, all the cities. I will be there representing for One Time for the Fans. So I'll bring y'all as much content as I can. I really want to thank everybody who's been supporting the channel, who subscribed to the channel tonight. We are over 100 subscribers. We talked about it, getting to 100 subscribers before training camp. We are there now, and now we can push on to get 150 and 200 subscribers. And we just want to keep growing this channel. We want to let Falcon fans know that this is a place for you guys to come to bring your thoughts, bring your opinions, and let's talk Falcons football. That's what we're doing. We're talking Falcons football. Ain't nothing wrong with that, right? We'll go over week 1 all the way to the end of the season. So please, y'all, come on back. Sunday, we got another show, 8 p.m. And, of course, we're going to get up out of here with our signature. One time for the Atlanta Falcons. One time for Des Dallas. One time for Boo Man Shawty. One time for first team.
Yeah.
One time for Bird in the knees.
Jeez. Probably on the icy high routine right now.
God. One time for Mike D. One time for everybody in the chat. One time for everybody who joined up in the comments tonight. Please come on back Sunday. We got some more to talk about when it comes to the Falcons in training camp. I am your host, Jack Spade. We do this for the Atlanta Falcons. One time for the fan. See y'all Sunday.